Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, Pacific Northwest Weather Watch. Today is June 9th, and right now we are looking at the visible satellite imagery. And if you look closely, you can see the stratocumulus layer out over the Pacific Ocean. You can see how that marine layer is punched in towards some of the valleys up against the Olympic Mountains and the Oregon coastal range here as well. In down through the Columbia River here, Chehalis Gap, in towards Kitsap Peninsula. And if you look closely, you can see the altocumulus Castellanos this morning. Doesn't really mean too much for western Washington, western BC right now, but the Cascades and the higher terrain of British Columbia could get a couple thunderstorms today. We have thunderstorms ongoing here across eastern portions of Oregon as well, and we'll dive into a bit of those details here as we go through this morning. But you can see a lot of the Willamette Valley otherwise, other than Portland, is getting some pretty nice sunny skies as we speak right now also. Taking a look at thunderstorms again today, this is Medford National Weather Service. Check it out, highest in eastern Klamath Lake counties here, 20 to 60% chance. Watch out for the cloud to ground, lightning, strong winds, and gusty winds, and some small hail is possible as well. And you can see that is between 1 to 7 p.m. here today. Taking a look at the thunderstorm risk, it does include portions of eastern Washington, Ellensburg, Moses Lake, Spokane. Cannot rule out a thunderstorm as well. You can see it does include Bend, Oregon, Pendleton itself, and then you can see Lewiston and Thompson Falls across some of Montana here as well. But you can also see the better chances across eastern Oregon, but there is that chance for some of the east slopes of the Cascades again here today. And you can see showers and thunderstorms Sunday here. Spokane National Weather Service, a little bit better chances according to the Spokane National Weather Service here. It does include Chelan, Winthrop, Omak, for example, as well. Small hail, gusty outflow winds. Lightning, you guys know the drill. They issued this about 3:30 this morning. Take a look at SeaTac yesterday, 78 degrees. I actually got a little bit warmer here in Normandy Park, 79 degrees here. But yeah, pretty nice day out there yesterday. Had some high clouds moving across the area and some mid clouds at times. And that's what we're going to be doing here again today. But we should still be fairly warm, probably up towards the mid 70s. Now, taking a look at the national significant wildland fire potential outlook. So this is for June. You can see California actually below normal. Not much of an indicator here across Pacific Northwest in the short term. But as we go on through July, check it out. Portions of western Washington, southeast Oregon, southern Idaho start to get involved in that action as well. And we go to August. You can see Idaho Panhandle becomes above average. And then we go into September 2024. So we may be in for an above average fire season here across the Pacific Northwest. We'll be monitoring that, of course, as we go. It depends on localized conditions here. A lot of those east slope winds and compression winds and the dry and hot conditions, of course, have a much bigger say in this activity once we get closer to those individual events. And if you want a nice affordable home weather station, this one's got a great thermometer with it, and it shows up on your smartphone. It tells you when it starts raining near your house. It'll tell you when lightning strikes are nearby. It's all solar powered. Click on that link down below to save 10% off. You could do much worse for the price for sure. Highly recommend this station. Taking a look at the European last night's run here, the artificial intelligence, you can see as we go through Tuesday, there goes our next system here, kind of moving right into the northern tip of Vancouver Island here. And that's going to bring some rain, mostly for British Columbia here. We'll go over some of those totals here in a moment, but then you can see another system wants to slide through as we go through the end of the week towards next weekend. That's going to keep us from warming up too much for next weekend coming up here, and then another trough kind of hanging out here in the wake of that one as we go through the following week, if you believe the European, and then additional systems continue to roll through there as we go out through the 2-week time frame here. But you take those ones at the extended forecast, definitely with a grain of salt at that range. Now, looking at the high-resolution rapid refresh, you can see the thunderstorm activity as we go through the afternoon today come up across Washington. Again, some of these slopes of the Cascades cannot rule out a thunderstorm or two. And maybe even across the Olympics or Vancouver Island, you might get a lightning strike. It does show a little bit of that popping up here. But you can see the better chances here east of the Cascades, certainly as we go through the evening hours. Taking a look at the European. So I want to show you Tuesday's system coming in here, as well as the thunderstorm activity today. You can see mostly Cascades east, but it does show a bit of shower activity here across Vancouver Island and the Olympic Mountains there. And once you get in higher terrain of British Columbia, you're going to get better thunderstorm chances as well. So as we scroll on in through Monday morning, you can see some of that precipitation towards Haida Gwaii. We go towards Monday night and we start to get precipitation in Vancouver Island, western BC. And you can see there's a fairly sharp cutoff once you get south of Seattle, lesser amounts here versus northern areas and up into British Columbia. Not much for Oregon out of this system here, but it will cool us off a bit. And then we start to scroll to the mid mid portion of the week, we're going to have additional systems probably tracking towards Pacific Northwest. Taking a look at this afternoon today, you can see where the thunderstorm threat exists here on the European model. This is last night's run. This is for this afternoon. Then we go into Monday afternoon. You can see much lesser coverage here across a lot of the region. Maybe the higher terrain of British Columbia and Alberta, they're getting in the action as well. And then there's Tuesday, and you can see British Columbia, Alberta favored versus Washington or Oregon at that point. So taking a look at what we can expect today, check it out. You're still looking at some pretty warm temperatures for western Washington and Oregon up into southwest BC. Eastern Washington, you can see some mid-80s showing up there. And as we scroll on into Monday, there's 74 for Seattle, still towards 80 for Portland, not too bad. And then we go to Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and we start to go towards the end of next week, and you can see those temperatures pretty suppressed here as we have some systems trying to move through the region here. So we'll be watching that closely as we go towards next weekend and see what kind of impact those systems are going to have. Here's Seattle Tacoma International Airport. You can see not bad here today and tomorrow, but then we start to cool down for the potential of those systems rolling through. Here's Seattle Tacoma, maybe getting a little bit of precipitation today and maybe a little bit out of that one on Tuesday here. Then maybe some better chances as we go towards the following weekend here. Not expecting too much out of either one of these systems right now. Vancouver, you can see this brings a little bit better here for the Tuesday system there. The further you go north, the higher the terrain, the better the chances you're going to get some measurable precip. And this is Spokane. You might get a little bit here out of some of the shower activity as we go through this afternoon and this evening. Here's the 6 to 10 day below average. You can clearly see showing up for the Pacific Northwest. This is June 14th through June 18th. And this is the 6 to 10 day kind of little bullseye there across some of Western Oregon and Washington for now. And this hasn't updated for a couple days, so we're not going to worry about that right now. We'll recheck tomorrow. But yeah, anyway, enjoy that sunshine while you got it here, because we're going to be bringing that system through Tuesday. It's going to cool us down a bit, and the potential for more active systems as we go through next weekend after a very nice weekend here so far across much of the region here. And you can kind of see the mid and high level clouds. And again, there is some lightning ongoing across eastern Oregon. So eyes on the sky today, especially Cascades East for that thunderstorm potential. But otherwise, yeah, click like and subscribe. If you want to monetarily support the channel, go to that join button down below the video here. You just go down below and click join here. And again, extend my greatest gratitude to all the people who monetarily support this channel. Feel free to ask questions or even some personalized forecast stuff there, and I will do my best to answer. And of course, if you're a member, I will answer you first here. You got to get a little bit of something back here if you're supporting your hard-earned money on this channel. So anyway, hope you guys are having a good day. We will do this again tomorrow, and I will talk to you guys then.